Come on up, guys. Well, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for coming out on a snowy Monday. I'm Scott Lambert, president of the Greater Metropolitan Auto Dealers Association and the Twin Cities Auto Show. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to share some important information. We are excited to announce how big an impact the show has and our plans for 2020. First, we're going to talk about what it means to the community. Then we're going to discuss about our plans to make the show even bigger next year. And finally, we're going to get some insight from our community leaders. So to kick things off, I'd like to introduce Mary Valine. Mary is the Auto Show Director, and she'll discuss the highlights of the economic impact study we've recently completed. Mary?
Thank you very much, Scott. I am very excited to be here with you today to share with you what I think is some important and interesting information. So you know, the Twin Cities Auto Show is the biggest annual event that takes place at the Minneapolis Convention Center. So for 9 days, not only do we fill this building with lots of attendees and over 600 vehicles, but we also help to fill with hotel rooms, shops, and restaurants and people who attend the show. We know that it's important and it has a real impact on the city. And it's also something that we wanted to better understand. So we reached out to Dr. Amil Petrin, who is a professor of economics at the University of Minnesota, and we worked with him to conduct an economic research on the city of Minneapolis. And the results of that research are very interesting. Dr. Petrin estimates that the Twin Cities Auto Show increases spending in the local economy by $19 million each year. In addition to the concessions, the parking revenue, and the ticket sales, over half of the $19 million is spent on tourist activities like the hotel and the dining, but also on entertainment like going to a game or seeing a show when they're in town. We also learned two additional noteworthy items from the study. We learned that the daily per-person spend by people who attend the Twin Cities Auto Show is equal to that of other large events that come into the city, events like the Super Bowl or the Final Four. And unlike other events that the city hosts, the Twin Cities Auto Show requires very little investment by the city. It really doesn't cost the city anything to bring to the Twin Cities Auto Show to this building every year, and we're glad to be here. The full report is available to you after this press conference, and we also expect Dr. Petrin to be here later for specific questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, for walking us through that. Dr. Petrin, as she said, will be here afterwards, hopefully as we wrap up to answer questions. We've said this is the biggest annual event in this building each year, and we love that, and our members love it, and everyone who's a part of the show takes a lot of pride in that. But we think there's even more we can do to make this an even bigger event. And so next, I'd like to introduce Barb Hilbert. Barb is the CFO of Luther Automotive Group and chair this year of the Greater Metro Auto Dealers Association. She has some exciting news about the 2020 show that she'd like to share with us now. Barb?
Thank you, Scott. As Scott said, I'm Barb Hilbert from Luther Automotive. And this is a really exciting day for all of us who work hard to bring the auto show together and here to Minneapolis every year. While it's an important event for dealers and car lovers, it's also an important and exciting for us to see the economic impact that this show brings to the city of Minneapolis. It's called the Auto Show, but in this part of the country, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers are much more popular than traditional cars. So much of that has to do with how we live and what we do to take advantage of this beautiful, amazing place where we live. Our kids play hockey and football, so we need vehicles that can accommodate the carpool and lots of gear. In our state full of spectacular bike trails and lots of beautiful places to ride, we choose vehicles that can accommodate one bike or a whole family of bikes. Minnesotans love our trucks, SUVs, and crossovers for these and many other reasons. And we love them so much that we buy and drive more of them than any other part of the country. Which brings us to why we're here today. We thought, why don't we bring together experts and people who are very interested and invested in trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Why don't we bring them together and talk about what's new, what's important in these vehicles, how are millennials making choices and buying decisions about these vehicles, and what does our passion for these vehicles mean for manufacturers, dealers, buyers, and the communities we live in. So next March, in addition to the auto show, we will be hosting the first annual National Truck Summit here in Minneapolis. We'll be bringing research, marketing, design, and other automotive and lifestyle experts together to talk and share information about trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. These vehicles that are such a big part of the way we live and enjoy Minnesota and other parts of the country. In addition to helping us learn about the connection we have to these special vehicles, it'll also give us a chance to expand the show and make this great event even bigger. The summit will happen on March 6th, the day before the show officially begins. It will be national in scale, and we expect it to bring even more people here to the convention center in Minneapolis. Our intention is to make this summit an annual event that will be a must-attend for national leaders in this business sector to learn more about data, marketing trends, and other information related to trucks, crossovers, and SUVs. We expect to have media from around the country, and we think it's another great way to bring people to Minnesota and showcase this great facility in our community. We'll be sharing more info as we get closer, but we're excited to officially announce this event, and we appreciate you all being here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Barb. Good working through the distraction here, too. Appreciate that. Barb, thanks for all your work and your leadership on this event and the Truck Summit. At the heart of this event is this building and this community. Minneapolis is where Minnesota comes to meet. The people who work the displays around the country always tell us how much they enjoy coming to Minnesota. It's almost like a vacation assignment for them. They love experiencing the city and the people, and we love putting the show on for them. Now it's my honor to introduce Mayor Jacob Fry. Mayor Fry was elected in 2017 after serving on the City Council as the 3rd Ward representative. As mayor, he has championed an agenda centered on increasing access to affordable housing, strengthening community police relations, and fueling economic growth through inclusive policies. Mayor Fry, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Scott, and we are honored to have the Twin Cities Auto Show here in the Minneapolis Convention Center. And you're right that Minneapolis is a place where people throughout the region can gather. And the Convention Center in particular has hosted a range of extraordinary events over the years, ranging from events like the NCAA Final Four to the Super Bowl. And while those events are certainly fantastic, there's sort of once in a while opportunities. We also need other events that come back on a consistent basis that attract families and patrons, and the auto show is a perfect example. Behind the dollars and all the data are the faces of people who work every day, as well as others in our hotels and restaurants who rely on events just like the Twin Cities Auto Show for their jobs and for the livelihood of their businesses. And your events and the others that happen here are important because it brings the necessary economic energy to our region. Hotels and restaurants are labor-intensive businesses that people need. And as mayor, I want to make sure that we can make this building, this convention center, a place where we can continue to do these necessary events. We have a great city, and we'd love to show it off. And your event already does that every year by bringing so many people here. So I'm very excited to learn about the summit and the fact that you're bringing even more people here next year, I understand. I'm also excited to check out a range of beautiful cars and trucks, and I think this puts my 2003 Honda Element to shame. But nonetheless, I'll come by and check out the goods. So thank you so much. This is something that makes our community stronger, and I really appreciate you coming to the Minneapolis Convention Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Fry. We look forward to touring you around the show and showing you your next car, Mayor Fry. And thank you for your commitment to this show and this convention center. Finally, I'd like to introduce Melvin Tennant, the president and CEO of Meet Minneapolis. His organization operates the convention center and knows better than anyone how important it is for Minneapolis to bring more events like this here. Melvin?
Good morning. And thank you all for being here. Again, Melvin Tennant with Meet Minneapolis. I just want to thank Scott and his team for all that they do to bring us the Twin Cities Auto Show every single year. And I enjoy being here in one of my favorite places, the Minneapolis Convention Center. And we're certainly blessed to have its executive director, Jeff Johnson, here and many of his team members, along with Meet Minneapolis team members. But we work with our city partner, the City of Minneapolis and the Convention Center, to market and sell this great facility. So it's wonderful for us to be able to be a part of the birth of the Truck Summit. You know, it's a very special time, 2020, for this building. It'll be celebrating its 30th anniversary as a building. And with all the great renovations and things that go on in this building, people would not know that, but we're looking forward to celebrating this 30th year and having the Truck Summit as part of that celebration. But as the mayor mentioned, we have indeed been able to host many parts of special events like Final Fours and Super Bowls and others. And those are really great for the impact that they bring. But we certainly want to continue to invest and pay attention very closely to the annual events that we have, such as the Twin Cities Auto Show, particularly now that it will add along with it the Truck Summit, because it's really what allows us to keep our industry working. The mayor talked about the workers in this industry, but in Minneapolis alone, there are 36,000 individuals who make their living in travel and tourism. And they certainly do well when we have major events here, but those major events only come every so often. But we need to have that significant number of annual events, such as the Twin Cities Auto Show, to come here. We're also very excited about the results of this economic impact study and what that means. So we're, again, just really focuses on the fact that it's about the community and how the community benefits from events like this. So again, I simply want to say thank you all for being here. Thanks to Scott and his team, and we thank you all for being here. We're looking forward to a great Truck Summit in 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Melvin, for all you do here. That's the end of our formal presentation. Are there any questions? We'd be happy to open this up, members of the media, for questions.